Welcome inside the GCU softball stadium for the final matchup between the Lopes and the Wolverines. I'm Cheyenne Rose alongside Jack O'Hara. The Lopes look to have another impressive day and come out with the series sweep to start WAC play, Jack. The Lopes saw that impressive win in Game 1 with that 11-0 game and then came back to win it in Game 2 with that 3-2 score.
Well, he kind of got the best of both worlds, Cheyenne. Of course, jumping out early. They really didn't let their foot off the gas in that first game offensively, breaking out in a big way, and they needed it coming off that 10-0 loss to Southern Utah last Sunday. Come into WAC play with a bang, 11 runs in the first 3 innings, giving Ryan Denhart a lot of rest after that as she got the quick hook, only 3 shutout innings yesterday. She plans to make the start in the circle today for the Lopes, looking for the sweep. And then, of course, a nice, gritty, scrappy win in Game 2. You fall behind early 1-0. Of course, Devin Kretz back out on the circle today for Utah Valley. Going to be a bit of trouble for the Lopes offensively as they were able to, again, scrap a few runs together yesterday in that 4th inning. Kaylee Holland finally getting in the hit column with a big go-ahead RBI single. You tack on one more late to go on to win 3-2. And again, Ryan Denhart well rested with just 3 innings of work yesterday. Look for her to again set the tone out there on the circle for the Lopes, looking for 3 victories heading in to their road trip to Las Cruces next weekend.
Yeah, you mentioned that road trip against New Mexico State. Of course, the Lopes' biggest rival in the WAC conference. The Aggies did drop 2 games to Seattle U yesterday. They lost 4-6 in that first one and then 1-4. So Lopes looking to come off with the series sweep, as we mentioned, to an Aggies team that may only be coming off with either 1 win or no win in WAC conference play. Well, it is a time to get this game going. Denhart is ready. The first person up to bat for the Wolverines is Basie Query, and first pitch is underway here, just about 1 o'clock. And that first pitch is in for ball 1. And that one fouled back off to the netting.
And Basie Query trying to get this Utah Valley offense ready right off the bat. Again, looking to be that spark. First 4 hitters in the lineup for the Wolverines, all hitting well over 300 to start the season, looking to be a thorn in the side for Ryan Denhart early.
And that one fouled back for strike number 2. Yesterday, Query was 0 for 4 against Lopes pitching. As we mentioned, that impressive victory in game number 1, and then coming back, Wolverines had no answers for the Lopes in game number 1, but their answer in game number 2 was Kretz. So once the Lopes come to play, it'll be interesting to see how they take that one. That one is in for ball number 2. So now a 2-2 count here to Query to start off this game.
A nice look there by Ryan Denhart looking to paint the corner. You saw J.C. Hambrick picking up the win in Game 2 yesterday. A gritty performance out there on the circle. Was able to hit those corners both on the left and right side of the plates. And again, Ryan Denhart trying to paint that corner. Doesn't get Basie Query to bite.
Yeah, so now a full count here for Query. And absolutely, Jack, definitely a much more gritty performance in game number 2. Lopes able to come away with that win, though, and in an impressive fashion still. And that one called strike 3, caught her look in there. So just like that, the Lopes have their first out. But, Jack, why don't you tell me what the Lopes can do in game number 3 with the Sanderson Ford 3 keys to the game?
Well, we saw it yesterday. They scored early and often. You look for this Lopes offense to break out in a big way against Kretz. They've seen what she's been able to do in that Game 2 yesterday, getting those 3 runs in her 6 innings of work. And, of course, discipline at the plate. We saw both Tabitha Dyer and Kaylee Holland work very disciplined at bats in the first and second inning in Game 1, leading to those 2-run home runs off the bat of Lily Bishop and Kaylee Holland. So look for them to work the count here against Kretz. Again, we saw what she was able to do yesterday. Look to pick apart some of those pitches in her arsenal and look for the mistakes over the heart of the plate. And, of course, keep your foot on the gas. I mean, that's what it's all about for this Lopes, both offensively and on that pitching circle for Ryan Denhart today. Trying to get into a good rhythm and then let her offense reward her by creating some opportunities on the base paths and looking to cash in with a big hit at the plate.
Now the count for Robledo 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, Robledo made a nice play out there in left field in game 1 yesterday. We mentioned comes into this one with 14 RBIs on the season already. She set up that first run in the first inning in game 2 yesterday, scoring on the sac fly from Milliken. And now she looks to battle here with 2 strikes. A nice pitch there by Ryan Denhart, taking a little something off, able to work her way back in this count.
Yeah, big swing on and miss there. Lopes definitely looking to get those outs early. We saw what happened when the Wolverines got that first run in the first inning in game number 2, and now her count goes to full at 3-2. And it took the Lopes a little bit to get to Crest and be able to get those runs across, but Lopes able to finally break through in that 4th inning, put 2 up, and then 1 more in the 5th. And that will be ball number 4 from Denhart. So just like that, the Wolverines have a 1-out base runner.
Well, it was a nice idea there from number 23. She came in on the payoff pitch to Query to ring her up looking for the punch out, and then goes back 3-2 on the pitch there, but to no avail as the pitch was inside.
And let's look at the starting lineup for the Wolverines for Stalking Stick Resort. Saw first Bailey Query, and then Robledo now standing at first. Sandoval at the plate. McKillen, Hardy in the number 5 spot. Priggy number 6. Miller in 7th. 8th is Carr, and rounding out the order is Alberton for the Wolverines. And that one just missing the corner there. Again, Denhart trying to paint those corners. We saw that yesterday in game number 1 from her as well. So now a 2-0 count here for Sandoval.
Sandoval already with 16 ribbies. You got a runner on first base, less than 2 outs, looking for a pitch to drive here on 2-0.
That one fouled off just at the top of the netting, falling back over by the Wolverine side dugout.
And that's a veteran pitch there from Denhart. You fall behind 2-0 on arguably the best hitter in this order for Utah Valley. You come in on 2-0, giving her a pitch that she thinks she can drive, but just a tad bit late in on her hands, fouling it straight back.
And that one good in there for strike number 2. So now a 2-2 count to even things up here to Sandoval.
Yeah, mixing and matching in this at-bat with Utah Valley's third baseman. Falling behind 2-0. You come in on 2-0, get her to chase. Go back outside there on 2-1. We'll see what she delivers here on this 2-2 offering. Goes back outside. So she's run the count full on the first 3 hitters here. Few disciplined at-bats here for the Wolverines, trying to make something happen here after their lack of success against Denhart yesterday.
Well, yeah, Denhart only gave up those 2 hits, and those were the only 2 hits in the game as that one's popped up foul territory high. Not in play, though. So, full count here for Sandoval.
And Ryan Denhart's got to be careful battling up here with Sandoval. Again, a lack of success yesterday for Utah Valley, just those 2 runs in the second game. But like we mentioned, the first 4 hitters in this lineup have done the most damage. Got 15 combined home runs between these first 4 hitters in this lineup.
And that will be called ball 4. So now still 1 out, but Wolverines have a runner in scoring position with 2 on.
Again, we mentioned the discipline at the plate going into this game. Utah Valley, a prime example of this in the first inning. You work the count full. Of course, Beja Query taking a pitch on the inside corner for a called strike 3. But Robledo and Sandoval able to work the count full in their favor against Denhart, laying off a few tough pitches to get on base.
That brings up Milliken, and first pitch to her will be called ball number 1. Yesterday she was 1 for 2 in game number 2.
And was able to drive in Utah Valley's first run of the day against Tabitha Dyer in the first inning of game 2. Has another golden opportunity here with a runner in scoring position. Plenty of speed on second with Robledo looking to get a good jump.
Big swing on a miss there. So now a 1-1 count. Lope's just looking for that second out here, Jack. Right now, just trying to not let any damage come across the plate. You have those 2 runners on, but looking for either a ground ball here to flip the double play And that one will be called ball number 2. So a 2-1 count here. So again, Milliken being ahead in the count. As you mentioned, definitely some great discipline at bats for the Wolverines that we've seen so far early on in this one. That'll be called strike number 2. So now an even count here to Milliken.
Well, Ryan Denhart did so well yesterday, was getting ahead of these Wolverines hitters early on in the count, falling behind on each of the last 3 hitters, having to work her way back in this count with Milliken. Again, got to be careful here. 385 leading the team in batting average is Milliken as she now works the count full. 4 straight hitters in this first inning. Very impressive performance from this offense for the Wolverines. And again, Kaylee Dietrich going to come out, just calm down her right-hander here, trying to make her pitch here. Could be a very precarious situation here with a few runners on base, less than 2 outs, with the middle of this order looming. Again, Hardy on deck. Picked up a few hits yesterday as well, one against Denhart in that first game.
So now Milliken with that full count, trying to, if you're Milliken, wanting to either get a hit and drive in a couple of runs or even just get to be that third person on board for the Wolverines as she hits that one hard and over the wall, but foul. So a lucky break there if you're Denhart, being able to get that one back, because that was a hard hit ball, but going foul over the left field side. So once again, back at it with that full count for Milliken.
It wasn't necessarily a bad pitch either. Milliken just able to get out in front of it, hooking it down the line just a little bit for a loud foul ball. Again, she goes up and in there. Wouldn't be shocked to see her go away here on 3-2 as Dietrich sets up outside.
And that will be ball number 4. So 3 walks delivered straight back to back, leaving now the bases loaded for the Wolverines with only 1 out. Definitely not the situation you want to see yourself here in the top part of the first inning to start this game. Bringing up Hardy, as you mentioned, getting that one of those hits against Denhart yesterday, Jack. That one fouled back for strike number 1.
And again, with nowhere to put the batter here, Ryan Denhart coming right after Hardy with her best pitch over the heart of the plate there, challenging the second baseman for the Wolverines, just getting underneath that one.
See Dietrich trying to frame that one up to make it look like it hit the corner, but not giving it to her as the home plate umpire, so evening up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nice idea there for Ryan. Take a little something off that pitch with the off speed after coming right after the hitter on 0-1.
But that one will get the corner, so a 1-2 count here.
Well, she's already got 1 punch out in this inning. Would love to get her another one right here. Again, bases loaded, 1 out, with Hardy just looking to put the ball in play.
And that one down in the dirt. Nice work by Dietrich being able to keep it in front of her to keep all of the runners at bay. But now a 2-2 count. We saw this yesterday, Jack, with the Wolverines getting bases loaded with no outs and the Lopes being able to work themselves out of that jam. Denhart looking to do so here. And she will do it with strike number 2. So getting herself out of a little bit of trouble, ringing up Hardy there for this second strike of the game and her second out of the game.
Well, just what the doctor ordered early on in this game as Utah Valley again looking to break through. Ryan Denhart mixing and matching there with Hardy, able to paint the corner beautifully there. You saw Kaylee Dietrich with the double fist bump there after framing that one on the outside corner. Now you just got to get past Priggy here, get your offense to the plate in a scoreless tie against Kretz, who was so difficult yesterday through those first 3 innings.
And that one fouled back over to the left field side. Yeah, Priggy was 0 for 3 yesterday. Looking to get it in the second game. Looking to get a hit here against Denhart. That'll be ball number 1, so an even up count here for Priggy with 1 ball and 1 strike. I mentioned Denhart was what the doctor ordered for the Lopes in game 1. Wolverines not being able to get through her and looking to keep that going through here in the first part of this inning. That'll be called strike number 2. So Denhart now 1 strike away from getting herself out of this jam.
And again, she gets ahead of the hitter, Priggy, here with all ducks on the pond, 1 and 2. You got leverage in this at bat. You got a few pitches to work with. And with Priggy just hitting 200 on the season, looking to come in here on Priggy, trying to paint the corner there, just not getting the benefit of the doubt from the home plate umpire.
Yeah, so now a 2-2 count. Priggy being able to check her swing there and hold up. So it's a 2-2-2 count here. That'll be called strike 3. Ringer up, looking 3 up on the pond for Denhart. So working herself out of a bases loaded jam, bringing her team up to bat with nothing coming across here for the Wolverines. You'll have GCU coming up to bat here in the bottom half of the first on GCU TV.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
Welcome back inside the GCU softball stadium. Lopes looking to lead it off with Gianna Nicoletti. That first pitch in for ball number 1. As we mentioned, we saw Kretz yesterday in game number 2 against the Lopes. Seemed to be the answer for the Wolverines. Lopes couldn't break through until the 4th inning. She comes in with 65 1/3 inning pitch, 74 hits, 35 runs, and 19 walks allowed. She had one of those walks added on yesterday as the count even ups to 1-1 on Nicoletti. Of course, pitched 6 innings as that one is hit to the second baseman, but bobbled, so Nicoletti on board safely. So just like that, Lopes have a runner on first with nobody out.
And all it took was a slight bobble for Hardy there at second base to know that she had no chance at the speedy Nicoletti at first base. So good start for the Lopes as Gianna Nicoletti continuing to be a vital part of this order at the top for Coach Pearson.
Brings up Tabitha Dyer, just trying to get that one hitting and fouling back. So strike number 1 here on Dyer.
And again, 6 strong yesterday for Devin Kretz, trying to get Utah Valley the split in game 2. But again, the Lopes were a bit savvy at the plate, a bit scrappy as well, pulling together for 3 runs in those 4th and 5th innings. Of course, the big hits from Kristen Fifield and Kaylee Holland in that 4th inning to finally break through. Trying to break through a little bit early, though, in this second start against Kretz. Again, you've seen what's in her arsenal. Gianna Nicoletti starting things off well, setting the table here for the heart of the order with Tabitha Dyer trying to make an impact in this series. Again, started in game 2 yesterday, just through 2 innings, trying to, again, get off the schneid here early on in this series finale. Having a few good disciplined swings here against Kretz. Trying to battle with a few emergency hacks there. Down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Dyer 0 for 3 yesterday in game number 2. Looking to get one here as that will be ball number 1 to Dyer. Of course, always a dangerous person on first base in Nicoletti with her speed. We've seen her steal quite a few bases. Stole 1 in game number 2 yesterday. Leads the WAC in stolen bases. as that will be called strike number 3. So Dyer will be the first out here for the Lopes in the bottom half of the first, and that'll bring up Lily Bishop. I'd say Bishop had a pretty good day yesterday, Jack.
Yeah, Lily Bishop, again, got off to a slow start this season, but it seems to me in a big way, Lily Bishop's bat finally starting to come around, as her average, again, over 300 with those 4 hits yesterday, those 4 RBIs in Game 1. Got things going in that 4th inning with the leadoff double down the right field line against Kretz. Trying to get Nicoletti into scoring position here. Wouldn't be shocked to see Nicoletti take off on her own. On cue right there.
And she'll be called safe, so make that stolen base 19 for Nicoletti.
And that was a perfect throw from Query behind the dish, too. But Gianna Nicoletti utilizing that speed, getting a good jump there against Kretz. Sliding in just in time ahead of the tag from Albritton at short.
And that one just missing the corner there outside. So a 2-1 count here to Bishop. We saw Bishop game number 1 get that home run to start things off for the Lopes. That gave her the lead for home runs on the team with 3. And that one in for ball number 3. So a 3-1 count here. Nice work by Bishop being disciplined, getting herself ahead in the count here. She held that lead for the team for about the rest of that inning, Jack, as Dietrich came in and got a home run. She the foul tipped that one back into the glove. So now full count here for Bishop. And that one hit hard, but foul down the right field line. So keeping herself alive here. Staying here with that full count for Bishop.
Almost a perfect pitch there from Kretz as Lily Bishop just trying to poke that one, trying to get a piece to stay alive, and she does. Again, looking for a mistake here early on from Kretz with a runner on.
And that one will be hit right to the shortstop. Nicoletti having to hurry back to the bag at second, but getting Bishop out at first. So now Lopes have 2 away, and that'll bring up Kristen Fifield for the Lopes.
And that'll do the job there for Devin Kretz, again on 2 hops to Albritton in the hole. Again, had to check on the runner at second and Nicoletti, retreating back to the bag, and then on the back end, Prigge having a tough time with it, but with plenty of time to get Bishop able to pick that one up off the dirt. And now 2 away here for Fifield, who's looking to get going in this series. Again, the big hit yesterday was how she contributed in Game 2 to tie this game up, trying to give the Lopes an early lead with a runner on second. Again, a single probably gives the Lopes the lead with Nicoletti's speed on second base.
And that one in for strike number 2 for Fifield. Yeah, you mentioned Fifield had that 1 hit and that 1 RBI in Game 2. That'll be ball 1. Definitely Fifield looking to bring the runner around. As you mentioned, just a base hit there for Fifield will probably give the Lopes the lead with the speed from Nicoletti. And that'll be called strike number 3. So just like that, Lopes leave 1 on and Nicoletti standing on second. We'll have the top part of the second inning coming to you right here on GCU TV.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
When I think back on graduation day, it's such a special moment, walking across the stage, hearing your name called. I think I would really regret not walking. I think being able to finish out a long college experience with an awesome moment like graduation is really special.
If I hadn't decided to walk that day, I think I'd regret not having that sense of closure and accomplishment for that huge chapter in my life.
My name's Noah and I graduated in 2015.
My name is Lauren and I graduated in 2016.
Herff Jones, by your side.
Denhart back in the circle for the Lopes. looking to have a little bit more of an easy go around here in the top part of the second, but able to work herself out of that bases loaded jam. So that will now bring up for the Wolverines the number 7 hitter in Miller.
And Ryan Denhart looking for an easier top half of the second inning. She did get out of the first unscathed, but fell behind some of these hitters for Utah Valley early on in the count, resulting in those 2 walks to put runners on first and second, loading the bases, and again, getting out of the jam all by herself with those 3 punch-outs. The one to start the game against Query, and then, of course, getting both Hardy and Prigge with the bases loaded. Look for her to bounce back here, try to get ahead of these hitters as she falls behind here 1-0 on Miller, making her first start in this series in that 7-hole like you mentioned. Again, bottom third of the order for Utah Valley. A perfect time to bounce back if you're Ryan Denhart trying to send your team to the plate, still in a scoreless tie in the bottom half of the inning.
Yeah, and she gets strike number 1 there for Miller. Yeah, I got that first punch out rather quickly there, Jack, and then just those 3 back-to-back walks and able to get those last 2 outs to send her team to the plate, and looking to send her team to the plate once again with it still being a tied game as that one goes in for ball number 2. So 2-1 count here for Miller. And that one hit to Pearson running, but that throw on the error, so she'll advance to second. So just a nice hit, little bunt there, hitting it and bouncing it with that little bit of a slow few hoppers to Pearson, and that throw from Pearson just being way high of the bag, Bishop not being able to get hold. So now with no outs, the Wolverines have a runner on second from the throw.
Well, we saw Miller's speed right out of the get-go coming out of the box there. No chance for Jordan Pearson. Probably would have been better off eating up that one at second base. Makes the throw, has Miller cross the bag in plenty of time and allowing her to move into scoring position. Probably something Jordan Pearson wants back. After allowing that errant throw, the E4, allowing Utah Valley to have another runner in scoring position right off the bat here with Carr trying to drive in the run.
Yeah, Carr trying to lay down the bunt. That one will go back and be called foul. So now an 0-2 count here, to Carr. Trying to at least advance the runner to third. Wolverines trying to strike first here. They were able to do so in game number 2 and kept that lead for until the bottom part of the 4th. And that'll be ball 1 to Carr, so 1-2 count. She'll foul that one back to go back to the plate and try and get something done here. Teammate in scoring position standing on second. Again, after that errant throw from Pearson.
And Carr with one of those hits yesterday as well, just trying to hit the ball on the right side here at the very least to move Miller up an extra 45 feet here with nobody out. And you see there, Ryan Denhart targeting that outside corner, trying to get Carr to either slap one the other way or to, again, roll one over here, get ahead in the count, and swing on top of it in order to hit it on the right side.
And that one swing on miss, kept trying to run, so 2-2 count. Now a little coaches meeting over there, calling the third and first base coaches as well as the runner on second over.
Again, working the count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. You have that runner in scoring position at second base. Coach Mae Johnson just trying to get on the same page here with Carr, as well as our third base coach here. It should be interesting to see. We saw the speed from Miller busting it down the first base line. Again, with Torville playing in at third base. Maybe a potential hit and run on here. Again, 2 strikes. You got to protect the count anyways. But again, plenty of speed on second base. Miller trying to advance. We'll see if she takes off. Doesn't there. So the count runs full.
Carr appeared in 15 games, starting 13 games in the 2020 season. Was third on the team with batting average there. That one blended, but right back to Denhart, and she'll make the throw there to Bishop to get out number 1. But Carr did her job and advanced the runner to third. So now let's take another look at this here.
And just as good as a sac bunt. Ryan Denhart, of course, with the speedy Miller on second base. No, she had 1 shore out, and it was at first. And now Al Britton, who only again had those 2 at-bats yesterday in Game 2, looking to contribute early on in this game. Got pinched hit for by Nielsen early on in Game 1. Got pinched hit for Pearson again in Game 2. He had the squeeze on there, fouling it straight back. Big break there for the Lopes with the corners playing in. And right on cue,
yeah.
Nielsen going to pinch it here after Al Britton unable to get that squeeze bunt down. Again, the quick hook for Coach Mae Johnson as Al Britton is now out of this one in Game 3. Again, early on in this game. We've seen that all series long with Al Britton and Nielsen. Nielsen with a ton of speed yesterday, picking up an infield base hit yesterday in Game 2 as well. Just trying to hit one on the ground here with the middle infield playing back, corners playing in. As Utah Valley just trying to take that 1-0 lead. Ryan Denhart and Kaylee Dietrich trying to strategize here with that runner just 45 feet away from scoring.
Now batting for Utah Valley, number 14, Emery Nielsen.
Well, Nielsen coming in with an 0-1 count, so before she even steps into that box, she's already behind Jack. She'll foul that one back off into the netting. So now 0-2 count here to Nielsen.
Just what you want to do if you're Ryan Denhart in this situation. Again, got herself out of trouble all by herself in the first, looking to do the exact same thing here in the second with a punch-out.
And that one in for ball number 1, so a 1-2 count now.
Yeah, and obviously the infield's going to be coming home here on a ground ball. As you can see the infield playing in, but Ryan Denhart would love to make her pitch here, trying to paint the corner once again here against Nielsen with less than 2 outs.
And she won't get the benefit of the doubt from home plate umpire, so a 2-2 count now for Nielsen. Nielsen last season batted at .289 and had 11 runs scored with a couple of RBIs. Again, will not get the call from home plate umpire, so now a full count here for Nielsen. And we've seen it more so today than we saw it in the first time that the Wolverines faced Denhart, that they've been able to have some solid at-bats and work back in this pitch count. And that one will be hit, but it'll be blooped up to Bokosh, and she'll get it for out number 2. So Wolverines still have that runner on third, but now have 2 outs. And that'll bring back the starting part of the order for the Wolverines in Query.
And that works just as good as a strikeout, Cheyenne, as you get the pop-up on the infield for the second out. Not doing the job there was Nielsen pinch hitting. Ryan Denhart able to make her pitch after falling behind in that count. Got ahead quickly, 1-2. Nielsen able to, again, work her way back to work the count full, making her pitch on the inner part of the plate there for out number 2.
And that first pitch into Query was down low, so a 1-0 count here. Again, not given that from the home plate umpire. Trying to paint the corners once again is Denhart. So now a 2-0 count. We'll have a little meeting here in the circle.
And Ryan Denhart continuing to fall behind these hitters early on in counts. We saw in the first inning against Query, able to battle back, paint that inside corner on the payoff pitch for her first punch out of the game. Mentioned her with those 14 runs batted in already this season and with a runner on third base. Not wanting to take any chances here. You do have first base open here if you want to deal with Rebeledo. Put runners on the corners, get a potential force out at second base. I wouldn't be shocked here either if Ryan Denhart came right after Query, trying to work her way back in this count, trying to battle with Utah Valley's leadoff hitter.
Yeah, and we've seen some good pitches from Denhart trying to get it right there on the corners, just not getting the benefit from the home plate umpire. Home plate umpire Bob Garcia definitely making Denhart work for it a little bit more. And once again, not getting that call on the corner. So a 3-0 count here to Query of Rebeledo on deck, who has walked her last time at bat back in the first. And that one right down the middle, no doubt about that one being called for strike number 1. So Denhart trying to work herself back into this count here against Query. And again, strike number 2. So now Denhart brings herself back in it with a full count here to Query. She fouls herself. Fouls that one off to keep herself alive here.
Well, and what looked like a lost at-bat here for Ryan Denhart. She's certainly done a nice job working her way back in this count against Query. Again, trying to get her to chase something off the plate here. You can't give in with a runner on third base here. Doesn't get her to chase.
Will be in the dirt. So Query now standing on first. So Wolverines have runners on the corners, bringing up Rebeledo. Walked her first time at bat, being the first of those 3 walks.
Well, it certainly hasn't been easy thus far for Ryan Denhart, despite Utah Valley not cashing in yet. And over that 50-pitch mark, not that it matters, it just goes to show that Utah Valley has been able to work the count here against Ryan Denhart, making each and every one of these at-bats pretty difficult for number 23 thus far, coming right after Rebeledo here.
Yeah, Rebeledo fouling that one back, so an 0-1 count here to start herself off. And that one hit hard, and she'll hit Miller standing on third. And the ankle, Miller was not able to jump over that ball in time.
Yeah, the Lopes would have loved to have that ball be in fair territory with the runner on third base. Would have been out number 3, but Miller unable to get out of harm's way there. She'll shake it off. Seems to be okay. Probably won't be detrimental to her speed over there at the third base bag.
And that one hit shallow center, but easy catch there for Fifield to record out number 3. So once again, Denhart getting into a little bit of trouble, but able to work herself out of it there. So Lopes coming up to bat here in the bottom half of the second. And you'll see it all here on GCU TV.
Once you've been to hell and back, there's not much left to fear. When the boogeyman goes to sleep at night, he checks under his bed for me. Have you ever wondered who Waldo's hiding from? Me. Not even the Cougars of LA are enough to scare me. But if I get into an accident, I'm calling the boss. Sweet James. If you've been hurt, don't back down. Call Sweet James.
From reimagining the way you work to reassessing what you need, you've changed the way you do business. And now, so have we. With no annual contracts and flexible internet and voice solutions, you'll have what you need to get back to business. Rethink, reconnect, reimagine. Switch to Cox Business today.
Kretz back in the circle for the Wolverines. But let's take a look at the Lopes starting lineup, brought to you by Talking Stick Resort. We saw Nicoletti, Dyer, Bishop, and Fifield there in the the bottom part of the first. And up to bat now is Torville, and then followed by Aguilar, Bokosh, and then Holland, and then Dietrich and Pearson rounding out the order. So Savannah Torville coming up to bat here for the Lopes to lead things off here in the bottom part of the second. Looking to get something going here for her team. That in for ball number 1 to Torville. Torville was 0 for 2 yesterday, had a walk in that second game. Again, in for ball number 2, so Torville quickly ahead in the count here with 2 balls and no strikes. Again, trying to get the corner there is Kress, but now a 3-0 count, so a similar situation as we saw in the top part of the inning with Denhart trying to get those corners and nothing happening. And that one will be up high for ball number 4, so 4 straight balls to Torville to start off this bottom part of the second inning. So now the Lopes have that leadoff runner aboard.
Well, that's a veteran at bat there for Savannah. As again, a very difficult top half of the second for Ryan Denhart, who's out there for a long time. The Lopes looking to make Kretz work now here in the bottom half, trying to again formulate a run with a little small ball here. Perfectly executed sacrifice bunt, moving the runner into scoring position.
Yeah, Aguilar Bokosh doing her job with great bunt. Has some good speed there, but unable to beat out the throw there. But now Lopes have that runner standing in scoring position on second base in Torville. And that'll bring up the designated player in Kaylee Holland. Holland had a nice hit there in game number 2, and she'll have another one there. Hitting that one to about mid-center. Sorry, mid-left. Well hit ball, but right there to Carr to make out number 2.
Yeah, Carr covering a lot of ground here. That one jamming Holland a little bit. Again, in left center field. Nice job by Carr and Reboledo to be on the same page there with some communication. Reboledo getting out of harm's way there as Carr patrolling the outfield and center field, making the grab for the second out.
And then I'll bring up Kaylee Dietrich in the 8-hole for the Lopes. That first pitch in for ball number 1. Saw Dietrich in game number 1 in the bottom half of the second inning get her 3rd home run of the year, and got a couple of RBIs in that one. And that one a little bit outside, so a 2-1 count here now for Dietrich. And that one, again, a hard hit ball, but going foul over the third base side, going into the Lopes bullpen area. So now a 2-2 count here for Dietrich. Again, Torville standing on second. Lopes looking to try and get something going, but Dietrich will go down swinging, so get that initial walk from Torville. And Torville getting to second, but nothing done for the Lopes here in the bottom part of the second. Still not really able to get through to Kretz, but we'll have more softball right here on GCU TV.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
GCU fans, if you haven't already, it's time to download the Lope Nation app. Watch GCU home sporting events directly from your app. Receive personalized news and score updates for your favorite Lopes teams. Follow the Lopes closer than ever with scores, schedules, stories, and more. And even more perks will be coming soon. Search GCU Athletics in your phone's app store or download the GCU Athletics app now at gculopes.com/app. As that first pitch in to Sandoval for ball number 1. Sandoval was one of those walks that was issued in the first inning to get the bases loaded, as that one is fouled back on the third base side. See Nicoletti trying to run to see if she could get that ball, but just well outside there. So now a 1-1 count here for Sandoval. That one just fouled back, so now a 1-2 count. So now see Denhart being ahead in the count here. Saw that a lot in game number 1 yesterday. Jack, her capability to get ahead in her count here to the Wolverine players at the plate. That one will be outside for ball number 2, so an even up count here now for Sandoval.
And kind of a different look. Did a nice job getting ahead of those hitters through 3 innings yesterday. And again, you look up at the scoreboard, you see a couple of zeros, just one hit apiece for each team. But it's been a different story for Ryan Denhart as opposed to Devin Kretz thus far. She's had to battle through those first 2 innings, has really had to buckle down out there on the circle. Bases loaded, 1 out in the first, getting herself into and out of that jam, and then runners on the corners last inning. It's been a little bit of a struggle for number 23 thus far. Again, despite limiting Utah Valley to just that 1 hit. They left 5 runners on base, 3 in scoring position to this point. But the Wolverines, again, looking to buckle down at the plate, work Ryan Denhart in this 3rd inning, as Ryan Denhart just looking for an easy 1-2-3 frame to kind of get her into that rhythm again and try and set up her offense for an opportunity to take a lead early on in this game.
And now with that pitch, a full count here to Sandoval. And as you mentioned, Jack, definitely an important thing to realize that only 1 hit from each of these pitchers have been given, as that one will be fouled off. And nice work there by Nicoletti running to make that grab. So getting a little bit of help from her defense here is Denhart to get out number 1. But one of the big differences that we have, as we take another look at this one, just great speed there from Nicoletti.
Yeah, covering a lot of ground. There's a lot of room down there down the left field line and foul ground. And the Lopes senior covering a lot of ground there to make the first out. Trying to, again, pick up Ryan Denhart here. Again, a quick out number 1. She had that in the first inning. We'll see if Utah Valley is able to, again, take some pitches, work the count here against Denhart. Ryan trying to get ahead of these hitters. Took a little something off that one against Milliken. Trying to make something happen, trying to give Utah Valley a base runner with 1 out.
Yeah, Milliken's count now after that pitch, even up at 1-1. But the big thing so far that's the differentiation here is the 4 walks that have been delivered by Denhart. Only 1 has been delivered by Kretz, but they both have those 3 strikeouts. And that one will be hit to Torville, who'll flip it over to Bishop for the easy 6-3 play to get out number 2. So exactly what Denhart needs here, getting those 2 quick outs here with help from her defense. That'll bring up Hardy.
Yeah, easy 2-hopper to Savannah Torville, and again with the fastball across the diamond, right at Bishop's chest for out number 2. Can't say enough about Savannah Torville's defense over there at the hot corner these past 2 days.
That one fouled up well over the heads and our heads in the booth. Yeah, definitely some great work all weekend that we've seen from Torville. They've had some hard balls hit directly at her and been able to flip some great plays over there to first and to second to help her team out in any way that she can. Hardy again will foul that one off to the right field side. So now Hardy behind in the count, 0-2. Denhart looking to pick up her 4th K of the afternoon. That one just hit well enough by Hardy to keep herself alive here in this at bat. So her count will remain at no balls and 2 strikes. Denhart doing some good work being able to get herself ahead in this count here, and again fouled off by Hardy. So nice work by Hardy being able to keep herself alive at this at bat.
Well, definitely be a confidence booster for Ryan Denhart to retire Utah Valley in order here, but Hardy continuing to make matters very difficult here for number 23. Up in the count, 0-2, fighting off a couple of tough pitches. See if Denhart tries to take something off here on 0-2. She does. And again, another emergency hack there for Hardy, able to stay alive, spoiling another pitch.
Yeah, nice work by the freshman. Hardy having this discipline at bat, being able to keep herself alive and keep challenging herself against Denhart. But a swing on and miss there by Hardy, so that will be a strikeout number 4 for Denhart, and exactly what she needed is that 1-2-3 inning to get her team back up to the plate. The Lopes are coming to bat in the bottom of the 3rd.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
How does a chicken sandwich become a Whataburger spicy chicken sandwich? Is it by slathering it in a fiery sauce or adding some crazy hot toppings? Nah. If the chicken in a chicken sandwich wants to be spicy, it has to come from the inside. By marinating it in spices, frying it up, then cooling it off with fresh veggies, all on a new brioche bun. Good thing flavor can come from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
Well, leading off the bottom part of the 3rd is Jordan Pearson for the Lopes. Pearson taking that one, hitting it fouled on the left base side. So she's now behind in the count, 1-0. Pearson looking to get something done here for her team, trying to get things started. Again, Lopes looking to be the first ones to come across the plate here. That one will be down for ball 1, so 1-1 count here to Pearson.
And it should be very interesting to see how Ryan Denhart reacts after that easygoing 1-2-3 frame, retiring Utah Valley in order. Come back in the 4th inning, hopefully with a lead. Pearson trying to beat that one out by about a half a step for out number 1, but Ryan Denhart has definitely got to gain some confidence after, again, buckling down in those first 2 innings. It was not easy against these very disciplined Wolverine hitters. Comes back strong with a 1-2-3 performance. Hopefully we'll see her settle into a good rhythm in that 4th inning.
That'll flip the order back over to the top, so Nicoletti coming in. She is the one lone hit for the Lopes today. The first pitch into Nicoletti is ball number 1. That'll be called strike 1, so opening up the count at 1-1 to Nicoletti. Again, a great performance here from Kratz, as we saw in game number 2 yesterday. Lopes not really having an answer for her, and again struggling here, as that one will be hit directly to Hardy. Sorry, Prigge will step on the bag to record out number 2 for the Lopes, and that'll bring up Dyer.
Yeah, Devin Kretz looking to match Ryan Denhart's top of the 3rd with a 1-2-3 frame of her own. Again, bouncing back nicely here. Again, she has not really had to work too hard in this one, getting ahead of these Lopes hitters, coming right after them with her best pitches, getting the results thus far. Again, 3 shutout innings in the first 3 frames in game 2 yesterday for Kretz, trying to match that right here, getting ahead in the count 0-2 against Dyer.
Then if you're looking ahead to the top part of the 4th, it'll be Prigge, Miller, and Carr who will be due up for the Wolverines. Miller the lone hit for the Wolverines. Been a swing on and miss there by Dyer. So just like that, Denhart had a 1-2-3 inning. Kretz has a 1-2-3 inning. And we'll head to the top of the fourth here on GCU TV.
It's time to get away. It's time to escape. It's a new day to play. Your retreat awaits at Talking Stick Resort. Indulge your appetite for excitement with our thrilling table games, our electrifying slots, our outstanding restaurants, and our exceptional accommodations. It's all waiting for you. It's a new day to play at Talking Stick Resort. Play in style.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
And then it will be Preggy who is starting off at the plate to start off this top part of the fourth inning. Denhart still in the circle for the Lopes. Denhart, after having that 1-2-3 inning, looking to do the same here. Preggy 0 for 1 on the day. She won't check her swing, so that'll be a strike number 1.
And that's going to be the key in this inning for Ryan Denhart. You have the 1-2-3 inning in the third, trying to come right after the bottom third of this order, Priggy, Miller, and Carr. This Utah Valley order, definitely a scrappy bunch. We mentioned the top 4 hitters, Query, Reboledo, Sandoval, and Milliken. Again, all with over 10 RBIs, all hitting well over 300, but it's that bottom third of the order that's created those opportunities for the top part of the order. Ryan Denhart just, again, looking to get ahead. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. That'll help you right there for the first out.
Yeah, that'll be strikeout number 5 for Denhart. That'll bring up Miller, who is the lone hit for the Wolverines. That one in for strike number 1. So saw Denhart having a little bit of trouble finding that strike zone, trying to paint those corners, but been able to find it here early in this top part of the fourth. That one fouled back, so now an 0-2 count here for Miller. And that one bunted down from Torvo, trying to get in, scoop it over to Bishop, but will eat it as Miller will make it to the bag in time. So after getting that first easy out, once again, the Wolverines have a runner on first.
It really seems that Miller, all she really has to do is put the ball in play, and she's got herself a base hit. We saw her hit one slowly on the right side to Pearson in her first at-bat, advancing to second on the E4, but plenty of speed over there on the bag at first base in the form of Miller, trying to get into scoring position here. Wouldn't be shocked to see her take off, trying to challenge Dietrich here as Denhart falls behind 1-0. But again, just tapping that one softly in front of Savannah Torville has been awesome over there at third base for the Lopes. Had no chance to get the speedy Miller.
Now Carr ahead in the count 1-0. Sorry, looking to bunt to just move over the runner, but that one will get past the glove of Torville. Bo Koch will get it, but both runners will advance safely. So now it'll be Carr on first and Miller on second. So again, the Wolverines have a runner in scoring position. That one just, as you see, getting past the glove of Torville.
Yeah, Carr placing that one perfectly, slapping it the other way. Savannah Torville, she was just shaded a little bit more over to her left, would have been able to make the shore out at first base, with, again, Miller getting a good jump over there at first, advancing into scoring position. But, again, Ryan Denhart's going to have to buckle down. She had the 1-2-3 frame in the third. Familiar situation here with another runner on scoring position. Utah Valley, again, just trying to push their luck here.
And that will be Nielsen who gets out at first, but doing her job with that sacrifice button to advance the runner. So now 2 in scoring position. And that'll flip the order back over. So Query coming back to the plate. 0 for 1 with a walk back in the second.
Again, it should be very interesting to see how Ryan Denhart navigates her way through this at-bat with Query. That strikeout in the first, was able to work a walk in the second. And with first base open, she's not going to give in here to Query. Going to work around the strike zone. Doesn't get the call there from Bob Garcia behind home plate as she falls behind 1-0. But again, with that first base bag open, you got to be very careful here, as a single could give Utah Valley 2 quick runs here in the fourth.
Again, not getting that call from home plate umpire, trying to get the corners there. So now a 2-0 count here to Query. As you mentioned, Jack, that first base bag is open, but want to be careful, as we've already seen the bases loaded situation going on in the first, but Lopes do have 2 outs in this situation, so looking for either a easy fly ball there, her striking out, as that one is fouled down the first base side. So a 2-1 count here now for Query. Denhart trying to bring herself back in and at least even things up, if not take it full. And that'll be ball number 3, so a 3-1 count here to Query.
Again, falling behind 3-1, she's been able to make her pitches just a little bit off the plate here against Utah Valley's leadoff hitter. Again, 3-1 count. You can't give in. She'll probably look to go back outside there, trying to nab the corner here.
And that one will be hit hard by Query, but foul way over the bleachers in left field. So now a full count here. So Denhart being able to bring it back here to a full count and trying to get either strikeout number 6 or an easy out at first. That's another hard hit ball, but foul on the third base side. Third base umpire Perry Owens had to duck to avoid getting hit by that one. So count will stay full here to Query. Hard hit ball, but straight to Savannah Torville. We saw that a couple times yesterday. Nice work by Torville, being able to get that ball that was hit just hard straight to her. So once again, Denhart being able to get herself out of trouble. The Lopes will be coming to that here in the bottom part of the fourth.
About time we washed it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
I would say to anybody considering maybe skipping graduation to spend a long time thinking about participating. I think it's a great opportunity to really take advantage of a moment that you only get once in your life. It's an opportunity to really experience something that highlights all the hard work that you've put in.
Not very many people get to experience that in their life. It's such an honor and a privilege to be able to do that, and I think the memories that come out of that are just incredible.
Herff Jones, by your side.
As we see some of the Lopes players dancing over there to the Cotton Eye Joe song that is currently playing here at the GCU Softball Stadium. Just having some good old fun here.
Yeah. Trying to dance their way into a sweep. Heading into Las Cruces next weekend, as again we officially kick off Western Athletic Conference play this weekend for the Lopes. Again, been a completely different story on the circle despite it being a scoreless ball game thus far. Ryan Denhart really having to work her way through this Utah Valley order. They've left 5 runners in scoring position, 7 runners overall against number 23, Devin Kretz. Looking to settle in here. She's found a nice rhythm in each of the first 3 innings, but this was her tough part last night, Cheyenne. With her team up 1-0 in that 4th, Lily Bishop led off in that inning, doubling down the right field line. We'll see if she can get on base here.
Yeah, Bishop looking to have a little bit of a repeat in from game number 2. As you mentioned, leading off, being able to allow the Lopes to get those 2 runs in the bottom part of the 4th. That one gets past the outreach glove there of Priggy. So again, Bishop doing her job and getting things going for the Lopes. You know, we mentioned yesterday that Lopes just need to string hits together when they can, and Bishop trying to start things off for her team here in the bottom part of the 4th.
Well, that one couldn't have been hit harder by the Lopes first baseman. Priggy trying to get it on the backhand there. She really had no reaction time over there on the right side of the infield. And just like yesterday, Bishop able to get aboard. We'll see a pinch runner here as Coach Pearson goes back to Bella Villa as the pinch runner. We saw her score a couple of runs yesterday, pinch running for Lily Bishop. And now Kristen Fifield will look to move her into scoring position, try and set up the Lopes for an opportunity to score. And that's how you draw it up if you're the Lopes center fielder.
So that will be Fifield for out number 1, but exactly as you said, Jack, being able to move Bella Villa over. So now Lopes have a runner in scoring position. That'll bring up Savannah Torville to the plate. She was walked her last time at bat. That one will be in for ball number 1. That one will be called strike 1. So evening up the count there to Torville for 1 ball and 1 strike. That'll be strike number 2. We've seen the power that Savannah Torville has a couple home runs on the season, and looking to at least move the runner over to third, if not bring her around. A well hit ball there, but able to make the play is Miller. So that'll record out number 2 in Torville, but Torville doing her job with the sacrifice fly there, advancing Bella Villa to third.
So the Lopes using a little bit of small ball in this 4th inning. The base hit by Bishop, sack bunt by Fifield. Again, a nice basket catch over there in the corner and foul ground by Miller. But that allows Bella Villa to move over an extra 45 feet as she looks to score here. There you go.
And with a couple of errors there, that will do the job. And the Lopes are on the board first.
And that's how you manufacture a run if you're Coach Pearson.
Yeah.
With a runner on third base, you see the replay there. The quick bobble as that one gets past Priggy on the right side of the infield. Then Hardy, who had a tough time yesterday, committing a couple of E4s on the right side of the infield, will commit another one right there, allowing the run to score as the Lopes finally break through in this game. A little deja vu. Broke through in the 4th yesterday against Kretz. Breakthrough in the 4th here today.
That one will be called strike number 1 there to Kaylee Holland. Holland had her first hit of her 2021 season against Kretz yesterday. Big hit there from her, allowing the Lopes to get some momentum. And as I mentioned, Lopes just trying to have to string those hits together when they can, and trying to do that here with 2 outs and a runner on first in Bokosh. And that'll be ball 1 there to Holland, so a 1-2 count here. Kretz trying to get herself out of this inning without any more damage coming across, but we've seen what happens when the Lopes get something going, and that one will be hit over there back to Miller, and Miller will make the catch for the final out of the inning, but not before the Lopes are able to push 1 run across. So now a 1-0 score as we head to the top part of the 5th here on GCU TV.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
I'm personal injury attorney James Bergener. Accidents can happen. If something happens to you or your family, call me. My firm and I will take you by the hand and guide you through everything. You see, personal injuries are just that. They're personal. You're not a number. You're more than just a name. This is your life. At my firm, each case is professionally and personally tailored to you. So if you've been injured, I've got your back. Call me now for a free consultation.
Get the best gear to show off your Lope pride. Go to lopeshop.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GameDay20 today to get 20% off just for being a GCU TV viewer. Log on and get your gear today. Again, that promo code GameDay20 gets you 20% off of everything at the Lope shop. Using that code online, and always have pickup in store, so free in-store pickup if you're near the GCU area. Once again, Denhart into the circle for the Lopes, looking to have, again, an easy 1-2-3 inning as she had back in the third. That one hit hard there by Rebeldo to be strike number one.
Again, not going to be an easy task for Ryan Denhart, working with a lead now. So Lopes, again, were able to manufacture that one run, playing a little small ball in the fourth inning. Heart of the order with Rebolado, Sandoval, and Milliken trying to manufacture a run themselves, trying to get crits back in this game.
And that'll be strike two to Rebolado. So Denhart being able to get herself ahead here. That 0-2 count here to Rebolado. And that one just missing the corner there. Low for ball number one. Rebolado was walked her first appearance and then flew out. Looking to get her first hit of the day, and that one will be hit but missed on the glove of Torville, so she'll be aboard safely at first.
Yeah, it would have been a tough play regardless for either Torville or Aguilar, whoever got to it first. As you'll see here, Savannah Torville cutting off her shortstop there to get to that one, and as soon as she bobbles it, she knows she doesn't have a play on that one with the speedy Rebolado busting it down the line at first base. So Utah Valley just like that in business here, trying to set up themselves to at very least, tie this game in this inning against Denhart.
That'll bring up Sandoval to the plate. Also 0 for 1 with a walk back in the first. That one will be in for a strike number one. So again, we see Denhart getting ahead here and trying to work up either her strike count or have her defense help her out a little bit and get out number one as we see that bunt, but it'll be going foul there. So Sandoval coming back into the box, and then Rebolado going back over to first. Denhart just looking to get her first out here in this inning. And that one, again, not getting the call there from the home plate umpire, so a 1-2 count here now to Sandoval.
And Ryan Denhart has not been able to get Bob Garcia on her side there with that pitch on the outside corner, trying to come a little out in there. She'll get the benefit of that out there, though.
So Sandoval will be out number one here for Denhart in this top part of the fifth inning, and looking to get out number two in Milliken. Again, Wolverines have that runner on first in Rebolado. First pitch to Milliken will be ball one. Milliken was one of those 3 walks that left the bases loaded for the Wolverines in the first and then grounded out back in the third to Torville. And that one hit over to the right field side and out of play. So evening up her count at 1-1.
And Utah Valley has been able to have a ton of success against Denhart and working the count in their favor, getting runners on base. We mentioned the 5 runners in scoring position to thus far. Just have not been able to get the big hit against the Lopes right-hander, trying to get another runner in scoring position here, and they will.
And that one getting past the outstretched glove of Milliken. And on the throw, trying to get to third and getting there safely will be Rebolado. So just like that, the Wolverines once again have a runner standing on third, just 60 feet away from home plate.
Well, a hard hit ball there by Ryan in the hole past the outstretched glove of Aguilar Bocage, and he knew as soon as Gianna Nicoletti let that one rip in left field, the runner was going to be able to advance to second base. As you see there, Rebolado sliding in well ahead of the tag from Torville, but again, a familiar situation for Ryan Denhart. She's been here before in this game. 3 of her first 4 frames. Has been able to work herself into and out of trouble. Now 7 runners on base in scoring position for Utah Valley, looking to cash in here with Hardy, who's already 0 for 2 against Denhart.
Yeah, Hardy trying to bunt that one, and it going back foul into the netting, so an 0-1 count here for Hardy. Yeah, Denhart, as you mentioned, been in this situation in all but one inning where she got that 1-2-3 inning and been able to work herself out of it with the help of her defense, and that'll be strike number 2 to Hardy. She fouled that one back.
Coming right after Hardy here with 2 pitches over the heart of the plate. Hardy swinging just underneath them for 2 foul balls. And now Ryan Denhart has a lot of room to work with. Again, with first base open, you're going to want to come after Hardy here, try to get her to chase one outside the zone. We mentioned the 6 punch-outs already. Would love one right here with less than 2 outs with Priggy on deck, who has yet to be successful in this series against Lopes pitching.
Trying to get her to chase, and that one goes outside, so a 1-2 count here now for Hardy. And she got her swinging there. Ring her up and set her down for out number 2. Exactly what Denhart needed there to get that second out. Again, Wolverines have 2 in a scoring position.
Well, again, I think it's obvious that Ryan Denhart hasn't had quite her best stuff, not an A performance from the Lopes right-hander in this one, but it's been very impressive to watch her work into and out of these jams as she is now 1 out away from getting out of this one. Again, Priggy was 0 for 2 in her first 2 plate appearances, struck out looking in each of those first 2 plate appearances. It looks like it's going to be the freshman Bettenker getting the pinch hit plate appearance here for Utah Valley, trying to, again, string a couple runs across the board.
Yeah, Lopes looking for their final out, trying to get back to the plate and try and add on a couple of insurance runs, as there will be a pinch hitter here for the Wolverines. As you mentioned, it'll be Lainey Bettenker, freshman. Appeared in 15 games with a majority coming in a pinch running role and has scored 3 runs. And then this season has 3 game appearances and 1 at bat. So Bettenker looking to see if she can add an RBI to her stat line here. At least 1, if not a couple. And Denhart looking to get out number 3 for her team. That one will be in for strike number 1, so an 0-1 count here to Bettenker. Denhart looking for her 8th K of the day. That one is a hard hit ball there by Bettenker. But an amazing catch there by Kristen Fifield over her shoulder to record out number 3. So once again, her defense helping her out here to escape past any trouble for Denhart. The Wolverines will leave 2 on as we take another look at this. Just an amazing play there by Fifield getting that catch. And the Lopes are coming to bat in the bottom part of the 5th.
How does a chicken sandwich become a Whataburger spicy chicken sandwich? Is it by slathering it in a fiery sauce or adding some crazy hot toppings? Nah. If the chicken in a chicken sandwich wants to be spicy, it has to come from the inside. By marinating it in spices, frying it up, then cooling it off with fresh veggies, all on a new brioche bun. Good thing flavor can come from within. Good thing there's the new limited-time spicy chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
Dietrich, Pearson, and Nicoletti due up for the Lopes batting order. Crest still in the circle for the Wolverines. Lopes were able to finally get to Crest a little bit in the bottom part of the 4th inning and get that 1 run across. Looking to do some more damage and give Denhart a couple more insurance runs. First pitch into Dietrich is ball number 1.
And the Wolverines got to be frustrated at the plate in each of the first 5 innings in this game. We mentioned the 9 runners left on base, 7 in scoring position now. You have runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, unable to cash in there. Again, the veteran presence out there in center field. Kristen Fifield able to cover a lot of ground, make that play look a lot easier than it actually was. So you got to give credit to where credit's due there, helping Ryan Denhart get through 5 shutout innings of work so far here against Utah Valley. That's now 8 combined shutout innings of work for number 23 against this Wolverines offense.
And Jack, at the beginning of the year, the Wolverines were picked 3rd to finish 3rd in the WAC, and the Lopes were picked to finish 5th. So Lopes have a little bit of their chip on their shoulder against that team as that one is fouled back to the left field side by Dietrich. So a 1-2 count now here for Kaylee Dietrich.
Yeah, you mentioned that chip on their shoulder and grinding through these last 2 games after the 11-0 performance in Game 1 of the doubleheader on Friday afternoon. Definitely a confidence boost heading into their first WAC road trip in Las Cruces next weekend as they look to continue this good rhythm. Again, still 6 outs to work with here if you're Ryan Denhart, only up by 1, so plenty of softball left to be played, trying to add more here.
That one hit directly to Prigge to record out number 1 for the Wolverines. Well, as you mentioned, the Lopes having that road game over in New Mexico State next weekend. New Mexico State currently up 4-2 against Seattle after they dropped those 2 games to Seattle yesterday. That game is just going to be at the top of the 4th. Pearson swings on that one for strike number 1. Of course, Lopes baseball happening over in Louisiana right now in New Orleans against Tulane. Lopes dropped to that game yesterday, but are currently up 7-5 in the bottom of the 6th as Pearson tries to punt that one, but it'll be called foul, and she'll come back to the plate with an 0-2 count on her. Pearson is 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to Nielsen back in the 3rd. That pitch in for ball number 1, so 1-2 count now here to Jordan Pearson. She'll hit that one and it'll bounce back foul again. So once again, a 1-2 count here for Pearson to work with.
As frustrated as you got to be if you're this Utah Valley offense. You got the bottom of the 3rd due up in the 6th against Ryan Denhart. They've given him problems all day long. Jade Miller with those two, again, scrappy base hits on the infield, one on the right side, one on the left. All she's had to do is really make contact, hit one on the ground, and she was able to swipe first base. So all it takes is for her to get on in this inning, in the top half of the sixth inning, as, again, Kretz trying to mow down this middle part of the Lopes order, trying to get out of further damage with her team down by one. But again, Jade Miller's able to get on in that inning. Watch out for Utah Valley to be aggressive on the base paths with her. We haven't seen her steal yet in her first two at-bats. Wouldn't be shocked to see them take a chance if she gets on in that sixth against Denhart.
Yeah, you mentioned her speed, so definitely a concern as we have now the speedy Gianna Nicoletti at the plate for the Lopes. Again, another dangerous person on the base path. But definitely to your point, Jack, we've seen Miller 2 for 2 today, barely hitting the ball into play and just able to outrun the throws and be able to be safe, and definitely looking to do something there. But that one hit straight to Nicoletti, and that will record out number 3 for the Lopes. We're headed to the top half of the sixth right here on GCU TV.
Joel Embiid is unhappy.
Like, really unhappy.
Because the internet keeps using not-so-amazing GIFs to react to his amazing highlights. Mountain Dew presents the Joel Embiid Deserves Better Reactions GIF Collection.
Now I'm so happy.
About time we watched it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
And we are back for the top half of the sixth inning. Denhart once again in the circle for the Lopes. Leading off will be Miller, as we mentioned earlier. Her speed, definitely look to see her if she gets any ball in play, really, Jack. We've seen her be able to make it to first safely. And she'll hit the first pitch she sees hard and high. And that one will drop right in front of Fifield. She's going to try and make it going to third, and Bokash not able to get a hold of that ball, and safely abort on third base will be Miller. We mentioned her speed earlier, Jack, but a hard hit ball, and that speed is a dangerous combination.
Well, she was just able to get a poke in her first 2 at-bats to get aboard. Put a charge into that one, again, off the wall in center field. Fifield doing a nice job getting that one in quickly. May have had a chance for a play at third base. Unable to come away with it cleanly here as you take another look. The throw coming in, hitting the cutoff man, but the bobble on the back end, not allowing the Lopes to get a chance to throw down to third base. And now the infield definitely looking to play in here as Utah Valley, no outs, runner on third base, finally looking to cash in this sixth inning down by 1.
Carr at bat 1 for 2 on the day, grounded out back to Denhart, and then got on board on the 4th. 1-0 count here for Carr. And that one hit right to Torville, looking back to see if Miller was going, but able to make the first out of the day in Carr in this top part of the sixth inning, and that'll bring up Nielsen.
Well, if the first 5 innings have been an indicator, Ryan Denhart not afraid to work with runners in scoring position. Again, just what the doctor ordered as Carr slaps on the left side. Nothing you could do there at third base if you're Miller trying to advance.
That one fouled back by Nielsen. And yeah, to your point, Jack, we see 9 left on base for Utah Valley. So definitely some frustrating things for the Wolverines as you see just zeros on that top part of the scoreboard there. So Denhart being able to work herself out of the trouble. And that one will be Ball number 1 not given the benefit of the doubt again by the home plate umpire Garcia. So an even 1-1 count here for Nielsen. That one a hard hit ball, but foul over on the right field side. Nielsen 0 for 1 on the day.
And Ryan Denhart continuing to buckle down here, getting ahead of Utah Valley's number 9 hitter, Nielsen. Again, you get a big punch out here. We mentioned the 7 strikeouts already. You find yourself just 1 out away, dealing with the top third of this order, still up by 1.
A little bit of a emergency act there from Nielsen to keep herself from getting struck out here. So still a 1-2 count here for Nielsen. Had that sac play back in the 4th. That one will be down low and outside for ball number 2, so evening up the count at 2-2 to Nielsen. Again, Wolverines have that runner on third and Miller after that well-hit ball going off the backfield wall. That'll be ball number 3, so a full count here now to Nielsen.
And despite those 7 punch-outs, despite holding Utah Valley scoreless through the first 5 1/3 innings pitched, Ryan Denhart has had a tough time putting them away, getting ahead 1-2 here, now working the count full as Nielsen. We'll see if she comes right after her.
And that one missing the glove of Denhart, so that run will score. So now a tied ball game here in the top part of the 6th inning after that triple from Miller. She comes around to score, and Nielsen will get that RBI and is standing safely on first.
Well, it's got to feel good if you're Emery Nielsen. Again, pinch hitting late in this game, able to finally cash in for her team. The leadoff triple resulting in an RBI single. It's only her 10th run batted in of the season, but it's a big one late in this game.
And that'll be called strike number 1 there. Back to the top of the order is Query for the Wolverines. If you're looking to the bottom half of this inning, it'll be Dyer, Bishop, and Fifield due up for the Lopes. Bishop being just the 2nd hit for the Lopes. Lopes are currently 2 for 16 with a 125 overall average, and the Wolverines are 7 for 22, so definitely out-hitting the Lopes, but just now being able to tie this game up. As that one hit hard ball by Query right over there to Dyer in right field. So Query will be out number 2.
And your job now, if you're Ryan Denhart, is just get your team back to the plate in the bottom of the 6th, all knotted up at 1. Easy play out there in right field is Tabitha Dyer. Camps under it. And now you got to deal with Reboledo. You don't want to get Sandoval to the plate in this 6th inning with a runner in scoring position. That's what Reboledo is trying to do right now. Just pass the baton to your third baseman waiting on deck.
And that first pitch will be ball number 1. Reboledo, one of those 7 hits, 1 for 2. She was walked her first appearance, flew out to Fifield in the 2nd, and then got a board on the 5th. Is a big swing on a miss there for Reboledo, so 1-1 count here. Only extra base hit for the Wolverines was that last one there from Miller. 1-2 count here for Reboledo. As you mentioned, don't want to get Sandoval coming up to bat with 2 runners on potentially, Jack. That one fouled off. Nielsen will have to go back to first. Reboledo doing her best here to try and come back in this count. Now 1-2. Big swing on a miss, exactly what Denhart needed to get herself out of this top part of the sixth. One run does come across for the Wolverines, but once again, leave one is stranded. So a now 1-1 ball game. And the Lopes are coming up to bat here in the bottom half of the sixth.
When life seems uncertain, there's one credit union that provides both dollars and cents. Copper State Credit Union. With solutions that focus on our members, you can take advantage of competitive rates, free cashback checking, and local attentive service. Uplifting our community is a standard we live by. That's why thousands of your Arizona neighbors rely on us. Strengthening Arizona families through financial empowerment. That's Copper State Credit Union.
At Tire Pros, we know your time is valuable.
And spending time with family and friends is what really matters.
Our customers are the core of our business.
That's why we make buying tires and auto service hassle-free.
Our certified technicians will keep your car running smoothly.
So you can spend your time the way that you want.
Find a convenient location near you at TireProsOfArizona.com.
Hassle-free guaranteed.
Well, we are back inside the GCU softball stadium. This game now knotted up at 1 after the Wolverines finally able to push something across here in the top part of the sixth. The Lopes will have a pinch hitter for Tabitha Dyer. It'll be number 51, Daisy Taloa. Taloa looking to get something done for her team here to try and give them the lead back in the bottom half of the sixth. That first pitch is high outside for ball number 1 to Taloa. And being able to paint the corner there in Crest to get strike number 1. So an even up count here, 1-1 here to Taloa. And that'll be ball number 2. So a 2-1 count here now to Daisy Taloa. And that one hit right to the shortstop after a couple of hops there. And quick throw over there to Priggy at first to get Taloa out and be out number 1 here in the bottom part of the sixth.
And you got to be confident if you're Devin Kretz, working with a clean slate as her team finally rewards her with a run on 2 hits against Denhart. Dealing with the heart of this Lopes order, you get the pinch hitter Taloa to ground out on the left side. Now you got to deal with Lily Bishop, who has given Utah Valley problems all weekend long to this point.
Yeah, Bishop, just one of those 2 hits that the Lopes have back in the 4th. And that pitch will bring the count to 1-1.
Now you mentioned the 3 home runs, 1 swing of the bat could give the Lopes a 2-1 advantage. It'll be very interesting to see who Coach Pearson goes with in the 7th inning.
That one has, just as you said, Jack, off the top of the wall. So Bishop will get 2. Just barely not having the height there, Jack. Hitting the top part of the wall and bouncing back in, but Lily Bishop doing some Lily Bishop type things there. Seen it all weekend against this UVU team. And we'll have a pinch runner, it looks like, for Lily Bishop in number 8, Taylor Olson, who will now be standing at second for Bishop after that well-hit ball.
I didn't quite have the distance. Heading the top part of that white line in right field, with Miller getting the carom. But again, just what you need for the Lopes with 1 out in this inning. You have the pinch runner over there at second base trying to take the lead on 1 swing of the bat here. Kristen Fifield was in this situation in the 4th inning of yesterday's game. It was with no outs with a runner on second after the double by Lily Bishop. Tied things up at 1 at the time against Kretz. Trying to give the Lopes the lead here in this scenario on this Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, Fifield had that sack back in the 4th to help move the runner along, and eventually that run would be the one lone run, for the Lopes. And Fifield looking for her first hit of the day, and that ball will drop and go against the backfield wall. So Fifield will slide into second safely, and Olsen will come around and score. So just like that, the Lopes again regain their lead, doing exactly what they wanted to do. Fifield getting her first hit of the day, and a great hit there from Fifield as we take another look at this one. Just a well-hit ball there, being able to get past Rebeledo there and left and go against the wall and bring in that run from second. And now Fifield taking Olsen's place on second with Torville up at bat, and Torville looking for her first hit of the day as well.
Well, we talked about the veteran hitting throughout this one. Lily Bishop, again, waiting back, taking it the other way for that extra base hit. Kristen Fifield trading places with her, slopping one the other way as well. Had a wide open hole in that left center field gap, taking advantage of it with Rebeledo playing close to the line down there in deep left field.
And Torville just fouled that one off to the left field side, so a 1-1 count here to Torville. But again, the Lopes regaining their lead, so now a 2-1 game. So giving Denhart the ability to come back out with at least a 1-run lead. And it'll be ball number 2 to Torville. Again, Lopes looking to come away with the series sweep to start WAC play. That one fouled back by Torville, so an even count here, 2-2. That one just missing barely outside, so a 3-2 count here, full count for Savannah Torville. Was walked her first time at bat back in the second, and then a hard hit ball there over to the left field side. So trying to keep herself alive is Torville, and she'll go back with that full count. Again, fouling that one off to keep herself alive. And that'll be called strike strike number 3. Torville thought it was ball 4, started walking over there to first, but was rung up by Garcia. Crest just being able to get the bottom corner there as it'll bring up Aguilar Bokosh. And that'll be ball number 1.
Yeah, so Kretz coming in there. 3 straight pitches on the inner part of the plate. Torville fouling off a couple of tough pitches. Goes with the backdoor pitch there to get Torville looking. As Bob Garcia ringing her up. That one looked a tad bit outside, but nonetheless, 2 away here in this 6th inning with Aguilar Bocage looking to cash in for what would be a huge insurance run in this game. Ryan Denhart looking to go back out on the circle in the 7th, trying to go the distance in this one. She's been very well disciplined, been challenged by this Wolverines offense to this point with just the 1 run on 7 hits. Again, 10 runners left on base for Utah Valley. That's the big number up there in this one through the first 5 2/3 innings.
And that'll be called strike 2, so a 2-2 count here to Bokosh. Her last time back in the 4th, she reached on the E3, and that was what was allowing the, at the time, 1 solo run to come across to give the Lopes that 1-0 lead. She'll foul that one back, so her count will remain 2-2. Foul that one off once again, so her count will remain 2-2. Bokosh looking for her first hit of the day and won't get it there. She swings on a miss, and Kretz gets her job done, and the Lopes will lead a runner on at second. Not before they get one more across, so now Lopes working with that 2-1 lead as we head into the top part of the 7th.
Grand Canyon University, a Christian university, is one of the largest and fastest growing universities in the country. GCU offers 270 dynamic academic programs with modern apartment-style living, classrooms, labs, restaurants, and more. Located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, GCU's vibrant community and expansive campus is ranked top 20 for best college campuses in America. My university integrates the free market system with a welcoming Christian worldview perspective into its academic programs and throughout campus life, so you can put your faith into action and help transform communities. GCU campus students received over $157 million in scholarships in 2020, and many students attend GCU for less than the cost of a state university. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you qualify for. Admissible high school seniors can schedule a free visit from anywhere in the country. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer.
So Ryan Denhart will come back in the top part of the 7th to try and get the last 3 outs of this game. Her team giving her back the lead in the bottom half of the 6th. And leading off will be Sandoval for the Wolverines. Now with Taylor Olson at first base after she came in to pinch run for Lily Bishop and came around to score that extra run here in the bottom part of the 6th. That first pitch into Sandoval is called strike 1.
And that's going to be the key for Ryan Denhart in this 7th inning. Again, looking to go the distance. You want to get ahead of this heart of the order for Utah Valley. Sandoval, Milliken, and Hardy, all viable threats as Utah Valley looks to just get a runner aboard to very least tie this game down to their final 3 outs.
That one, ball number 1 to Sandoval. As you mentioned, Jack, definitely want to try and just get these outs here. Milliken 1 for 2 on the day, and just try and quickly get those last 3 outs as soon as you can and secure that win for your team. That one fouled off the right field side, so a 1-2 count here to Sandoval. A 1-2 count here to Sandoval as Denhart gets ready to throw her next pitch. That'll be ball number 2. So a 2-2 count here now to Sandoval. Denhart looking for her 9th K of the day. And Sandoval will be called out as it looked like she picked her knee up and didn't try and get out of the way of that ball. So nice work there from the home plate umpire. You saw Sandoval pick up her knee to almost purposely get hit by that pitch from Denhart. So that'll be recording out number 1. So Wolverines only having 2 more outs left to work with here in the top part of the 7th as we take another look at this here.
See Sandoval not too discreet about that, lifting her back leg. An obvious call there by the home plate umpire, Bob Garcia. And that'll go down as another punch out for Denhart. And Sandoval trying her best to get aboard here, not doing it in the right way there. Again, was not discreet, was not sneaky about it at all, resulting in that first punch out for out number 1.
And that'll be strike number 1 to Milliken. Denhart 1 strike away from being in double digits. That'll be ball 1 there to Milliken. Milliken walked her first time at bat and then grounded out to Torville over at third, and then got a board back in the fifth. That'll be ball number 2 there to Milliken. That one hit well, but right to Dyer in right field. So that'll record out number 2 in Milliken. And the Wolverines down to their final out in Hardy, the freshman who's 0 for 3 on the day.
Well, we mentioned that third inning really being the only easy inning in this one for Ryan Denhart, despite buckling down and, again, only limiting Utah Valley to 1 run on those 7 hits. But if you're looking for another 1-2-3 frame, an easy-going inning, no better time here with your team up by 1 out away with Utah Valley down to their final out. But with Hardy at the dish, you got to be careful here with nobody on. One swing of the bat ties the game. She does have those 3 home runs on the season, looking to put the ball in the air here.
Well, it looks like we will actually have a pinch hitter for Hardy in number 7, Jordan Freeze. Freeze looking to get something done here for her team. They're down to their last out. Strike 1 there to Freeze from Denhart.
Yeah, kind of an interesting call here for Coach Mae Johnson, going to Freeze here with 2 outs and nobody on. She's hitting .250 on the season in limited plate appearances. Just trying to get a board here. Again, 3 home runs for Hardy, who has had a couple of base hits during this series. So we'll see if it pays off here. Jordan Freeze, again, just a .250 average with just 1 RBI. Trying to do battle here against Denhart.
And she'll pop that one high up. And Pearson will call everyone off and make the final out of this game. So Lopes will win it 2-1. Definitely not as easy of a game as game number 1. More like game number 2, Jack, as we talked about it. Much more gritty. Lopes not coming across until the 4th. Wolverines not coming across until the 6th. But the big thing here is the number of players that the Wolverines left on base. Had 10 left on base, and they had 7 hits compared to the 4 for the Lopes. But Denhart just being able to get herself out of those jams, had those 9 Ks, and then, of course, some great help there from her defense to help her out.
Well, Utah Valley definitely going to be scratching their heads following this one. You had the bases loaded, nobody out in the first. Runners on the corners, 1 out in the second. You leave those runners on as you take a look at the Commonwealth Insurance game stats. Again, the overall hitting not great on either side. The Lopes actually hitting under 200, $190 today against Devin Kretz, who went 6 strong for the second straight day, only allowing that 1 earned run, 2 total, 4 hits allowed, .269 average for the Lopes. And, of course, the big hit in this one, Kristen Fifield, giving the Lopes that 2-1 lead in that bottom of the 6th inning. As she is your Commonwealth Insurance Lopes player of the game in this one. So you take another look. Two at-bats, that double, that RBI. Again, 2 big hits in this series against Devin Kretz. The RBI single to tie things in the 4th yesterday. The RBI double to take the lead today. Again, she is your Copper State Credit Union player of the game as the Lopes, again, break out the brooms in this one. A sweep over Utah Valley heading into their first WAC road trip next weekend.
Yeah, and then Fifield also having that amazing play to get an out for the Lopes when they really needed it, when they had those runners on for Utah Valley. But Lopes win it 2-1. We'll see you back in action at the next home softball game. I'm Cheyenne Rose alongside Jack O'Hara, and from all of us here at GCU TV, have a great rest of your Saturday, and as always, go Lopes.